Welcome! Today we are exploring how journalists can effectively use TikTok to engage with younger audiences, particularly with Gen Z. TikTok has rapidly evolved from a platform for dance trends to a significant source of news, especially for younger demographics. According to the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism Digital News Report 2024, a growing number of young adults now regularly check their news from TikTok worldwide. This shift highlights TikTok's expanding role in the news landscape. Moreover, TikTok's unique algorithm presents content based on user interactions, allowing journalists to reach audiences beyond their traditional followers. This democratization of content dissemination offers both opportunities and challenges in delivering credible news. On TikTok, what you see is not based on who you follow, as it has traditionally been with social media platforms so far. It is based on what the algorithm learns that you engage with. This is why even news creators, including journalists and media, can go viral overnight. But to take advantage of this, you need to understand how TikTok's recommendation system works. How does TikTok algorithm work? TikTok's algorithm determines which videos appear on a user For You page based on these key factors. Number 1. User interaction signals. What videos users watch in full or rewatch versus those they scroll past. Likes, shares, comments, and save they deliver. Number 2. Video information. Captions, keywords, hashtags, on-screen text and auto-generated subtitles. Everything included in a video can contribute to redirect the algorithm. The sounds and music used in the video too. Number 3. Device and account settings. Preferred language, spoken language, written language, location and device type. While these settings influence recommendations, they carry less weight than interaction and context signals. Number 4. The feedback loop. The more engagement a video receives quickly, the more TikTok will push it to new audiences. If engagement drops off, the reach decreases and the video will stop being distributed. How do you craft effective TikTok news content? To resonate with TikTok's audience, particularly Gen Z, it is essential to adapt traditional journalism to the platform's dynamics. Authenticity is key. Gen Z values content that is relatable, real, and raw. They prefer content creators over traditional news hosts who present information in a genuine and unfiltered manner. What is the structure then of TikTok's news stories? Hook. First 3 to 5 seconds. Capture the attention immediately with a compelling question or a statement. Build up. Provide concise context using engaging visuals and straightforward language. Payoff. Conclude with a clear takeaway or a call to action. Create content that encourages rewatches. TikTok favors videos with high watch time and rewatches, of course. A looping technique where the final sentence seamlessly transitions back to the start increases this. Example, a news explainer where the final sentence leads directly into the first frame, making viewers rewatch. Watch this example. Post consistently without sacrificing quality. TikTok rewards active accounts that post regularly. Posting 1 to 2 times per day is ideal, but only if the content remains high quality. It is also important to check what competitors are doing and how much do they post. Consistency signals reliability to the algorithm and audience. How can you optimize your TikTok news videos with keywords in the captions? First of all, you need to understand TikTok's search and discovery system. TikTok is increasingly functioning as a search engine, particularly for Gen Z users who rely on it for news and information. Unlike traditional search engines like Google, TikTok prioritizes engagement-driven discovery, but that does not mean that keywords are not important. Spoken words in your video are transcribed and indexed. TikTok speech recognition technology analyzes what is actually said in your video, so relevant keywords should be included directly in your script. On-screen text is also indexed. Words appearing in native TikTok text overlays carry weight in discoverability. Captions and hashtags reinforce relevance. Including topic-specific terms in your caption and up to 3 hashtags signals to TikTok what your content is about, and it helps reach the right target audience. But how do you use keywords effectively in TikTok news content? Say your target keywords early in the video. TikTok automatically transcribes and processes spoken content, so verbalizing your primary keyword within the first few seconds boosts relevance. Example: are you covering climate change protests? Open with, thousands are marching today in the biggest climate protest this year. Here is what's happening. Reinforce keywords in on-screen text. Using native TikTok text overlays rather than manually edited captions from external software increases the chances of TikTok categorizing your content correctly. Example: if you are reporting on an election, add on-screen text that says why Gen Z voters could decide this election. Pro tip: TikTok prioritizes native text overlays added inside the app editing suite over externally edited captions, so add key phrases directly using TikTok's text tools. Optimize captions for searchability. Unlike traditional social media platforms, TikTok allows longer captions up to 2,200 characters, which can be used strategically. Best practices for writing TikTok captions include the main topic keyword within the first sentence, phrase it naturally as if it were a Google search query or a question, avoid generic captions like breaking news today without context. A bad caption example is live from the streets, important news. A better caption example would be massive climate protests erupt in Berlin as activists demand urgent action. What happens next? Now you know how to structure your video and how to structure your keywords within the various parts of the video. But how do you engage Gen Z through TikTok? Engagement is crucial on TikTok. Gen Z users are not just passive consumers, they actively interact with content. Encourage participation through interactive elements such as polls, open-end questions, and challenges to involve your audience. You can also invite them to duet and stitch. Duets and stitches to collaborate with users expand reach and create user-generated content. Timely responses to their questions build a loyal following by engaging with comments. The comment section exists on TikTok and is lively. Gen Z's preference for relatable and authentic content means that traditional polished news only delivered may not resonate. Embrace a more conversational and genuine approach. But what do you mean with conversational? The language of a TikTok video. The way we speak and present information on TikTok is different from traditional news broadcasts. The language of a TikTok news video is more direct, personal, and conversational. It needs to feel natural, not rehearsed. So here are some key principles for effective TikTok news language. Use short, clear sentences. Traditional news reports often use long, complex sentences. On TikTok, brevity is key. Speak naturally and avoid jargon that could alienate viewers and not experts. Example: instead of saying, according to a newly published report by climate scientists, global emissions are expected to rise by 12% in the next decade, just say, a new report says global emissions will rise by 12% in the next 10 years. Speak directly to the viewers. Address the audience as if you were speaking to a friend or a peer. Use words like you and we to create a connection. Example: instead of the policy change will have broad effects on the general public, say This new rule will impact your daily life. Here's how. Use an active voice. The active voice is more engaging and faster to process than the passive voice. Example, instead of saying a new law was passed by the government today, say the government just passed a new law. Be conversational and colloquial within reason. It depends on themes, topics, and on the language itself. TikTok is not the place for formal news anchor suit and tie delivery. Example, instead of economic indicators, suggest potential downturn in consumer spending trends. Say, people are spending less and here's why it matters to you. Use relatable and emotional hooks. Gen Z and millennial audiences connect better when there is an emotional element. Example, instead of the latest employment statistics reveal a shift in workplace dynamics. Say, why are so many young people quitting their job? Let's break it down. Yes, all fun and games to speak, but incorporate visuals and acoustic stimuli as well. TikTok storytelling isn't just verbal, it is highly visual and auditory. Sound on, always. Use cutaways, bold captions, and sound effects to create key points and emphasize them. Example, if reporting on rising gas prices, show a gas price sign while saying, gas prices just hit a new record high, here's what you need to know. Embracing TikTok as a journalistic tool allows us to connect with a younger dynamic audience. By adapting our storytelling methods to be authentic, engaging, and platform-specific, we can ensure that credible news thrives in the digital age. Start experimenting with TikTok today. Share your stories, share your protagonist stories, engage with your audience, and be part of an evolving landscape of journalism.